Hi everybody, and welcome again to ZCodeSystem. Here we developed automated systems to help you win and make your picks as successful as possible. So let's take a look at some of these games for Major League Baseball for June 23rd. But before we do, I want to invite you to join. You'll have access to the VIP Club section. And you see all these tabs here and some more things that I will show you in each individual game that will help you make your picks. Okay, so we have a decent number of games for the day as the All-Star break is getting ever so closer, just a few weeks away. So let's get started with some of the better matchups for the day. We got the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. In this game here, the Rangers come in average down after losing 3 straight, and Baltimore is average up after going 4-2 over the last 6. Both these teams have been struggling compared to what everybody thought they would as the season started. So we're going to see what's going on with these two teams. Right now, we see that the teams are trending in games under the line. You can see most of these games in the last 12 have been under. The score prediction is for Baltimore 6, Texas 2. The confidence in the prediction, though, is still rather low at 69%. In the head-to-head matchups, you see that the teams have not yet met this season, so we can't really take much with that information. But if you look at the power ranks indicator, Baltimore on the upward trend, they're at plus 16. They're back up to plus 27. While Texas has been on a downward trend for quite a while now, and they are now at plus 9. If you take a look at a couple other things, we see that Texas has a huge scoring differential edge of plus 16 to minus 76, but they're only 13-23 on the road. Baltimore is not really that good at home, though, either. They're only 16-19 at home. If you look at the stability factor, Texas is much more consistently performing regarding their favorite underdog status, plus 22 compared to plus 4. I like this to be a Baltimore win at home. Leaning towards them, maybe by only a run or two, but I think it's a Baltimore game and a game under the line. Atlanta and the New York Mets. In the National League East here, you see the two teams are heading in opposite directions. The Mets have lost 6 straight dead status. They are still right up there at the top of the Phillies in the division, but they had a comfortable lead up until this losing trend. And the Braves are still pretty far out of it at 10 games out, but they are playing much better right now, 5-1 over the last 6. The teams are trending in games over the line, as you can see here, that 9 out of the last 12 games have been over. But the score prediction, it would be an under the line score, 5-1 in favor of Atlanta. Confidence in the prediction is at around 72%. Head-to-head, you see the teams met in 3 games earlier. In fact, just recently, just the other day, they finished a 3-game series in Atlanta, with Atlanta winning all 3 games. And on the power ranks indicator, not a surprise because of the recent trends, Atlanta skyrocketed up to plus 25, and you can see that the the Mets have been on a downward trend since a week ago, starting at 29. They're all the way down to plus 1, and that's what happens when you lose 6 straight. The thing is, the Braves are very bad on the road at just 12-24, and the Mets are 27-10 at home. Both teams have a positive scoring differential. What I'm looking at here now is the volatility oscillator, and you can see the consistency factor. Both teams have been fairly consistent regarding their favorite underdog status. But right now, I'm going to go with the Braves just because of the trends right now. The Mets are just terrible at the moment, really scuffling. So I'm going to go with the Braves, and I'm going to pass on the over-under. Okay, the next game I want to look at here is the Pirates and the Brewers in this National League Central game. You can see that the Pirates come in ice cold up, 2-4 over the last 6, coming off of a win, and Milwaukee 4-2 over the last 6 games, and also coming off of a win. The over-under trend is opposite sides of the line, as you see Pittsburgh over in the last 3, Milwaukee under in 2 out of the last 3. The scoring differential edge is huge in favor of Milwaukee, plus 20 to minus 61, and Pittsburgh has one of the worst road records in the league at 11-27, and Milwaukee is very solid at home at 23-16. Or excuse me, that was 23-15. On the power ranks indicator, Milwaukee has the edge here, both on the upward climb. Milwaukee at 17, and Pittsburgh moved up from plus 1 to plus 7. If you look at the head-to-head matchup, and you see earlier in the season there was a 4-game series, and the team split the 4 games in Pittsburgh. And if you look at this, 3 of the 4 games were decided by 1 run, and 1 game was decided by 3 runs. So it's been a very evenly matched series between these 2 teams. I think it's going to be very similar results this time as far as the games being very tight. I like the Brewers at home in a game over the line. Okay, the last game we want to look at for the day is in the American League. It's AL East versus AL West, Boston versus the Angels. Okay, Boston comes in burning hot, winners of 5 out of the last 6, while the Angels are averaged down 3-3 over the last 6 and coming off of a loss to the Yankees. Teams are trending in games under the line. You can see all these red U's here indicating under. So it's an under the line trend. The score predictions for Boston 8-5, which would be over the line, but look at the confidence in the predictions, still very low at only 34%. On the power ranks indicator, Boston at plus 29. The Angels were at 22 and they dropped over the last day down to plus 10 after that loss. If we go head to head, there's games earlier this month, and if we take a look at these 3 games here, the Angels won 2 out of 3 in Boston, but the combined score was 20-20. So there you go, very evenly matched as well. Let's take a look at a couple other things here. We have scoring differential was combined at plus 34, and it was plus 18 to plus 16. Also, the Angels are 15-16 at home, really not that great. Boston's not bad on the road, considering their overall record. They're 17-20 on the road, so it's pretty close here as far as that goes. The stability factor, you can see that Boston, and take a note of this, Boston is very inconsistent regarding their favorite underdog status. Their highest level of the year is at plus 3, and they're currently now at minus 2. So in the end, though, I think this is going to be a game decided by 1 or 2 runs. I'm going with the hot hand in this one, even though Boston has a worse record overall. I do like Boston in this one. So this will be an upset. I'm going with Boston in a game over the line. Okay, there you have it. Those are the 4 games for Major League Baseball for June the 23rd. Happy betting and see you next time.